This is Satya, see me at johnsatya.com, and for many years I have worked with animals. I work with dogs, cats, and horses, and I often assist with emotional challenges and different physical challenges from a holistic perspective. And one of the things that I've been seeing in the past several weeks with the stress of the coronavirus is the stress that it's taking on our animals and the toll that it's taking. And I don't think this is a topic that's being talked about because animals can't really tell us verbally when they are having challenges. Of course, some of our animals do speak a little bit more verbally than others, and at the same time, there are some key things that I'm seeing our animals doing that are showing that they're under stress. And I'm going to start with cats. Cats, I'm seeing having more kidney-related issues, more kidney stones, blood in the urine, things of that nature. I'm seeing them talking more and or hiding more. If your cat isn't coming out for normal meals, if your cat that used to cuddle with you is no longer cuddling with you, if they are shaking or scratching themselves a lot or licking themselves a lot, those could all be showing that they're having stress. And please stay to the end of the video when I'm going to talk a little bit about things we can do to help them with the stress. For dogs, I'm seeing more peeing, urinating in places that they don't usually. I'm seeing them not being able to retain their urine. I'm seeing regurgitation. I'm seeing regurgitation with cats as well, that they're throwing up their food. Also with dogs, I am seeing shaking, and at times them doing things out of the norm. For instance, if they know that they're not allowed to sleep on the bed, they're really trying to get on the bed with you. If they know that they're not allowed to eat people food, they're getting into cabinets. Things that are really out of character for them are showing high levels of stress. Another thing that I'm seeing with dogs is that they're getting out more. So we need to watch this because I have found more dogs roaming around my neighborhood than I ever have before. And I'm seeing them roaming around the beach, and I'm hearing from owners that they don't know where their dog is. And so we need to keep an eye on our animals more than usual right now. I'm not going to get into horses right now. If you have questions on that, feel free to reach out to me. Those are pretty specific, and most of us don't have horses right now. So, and if you do, feel free to reach out because I've worked on ranches for years, and I'm happy to share what I know. Some things that we can do. The first thing is pay more attention to them in a direct way. Talk to them, hold them, tell them everything's going to be okay because they don't necessarily understand the verbal aspects and they do understand the energy. So if you have a dog, for instance, who usually just sits next to you and you don't really communicate directly in the eyes much, show them that you see them more. There is something that directly happens to their nervous system when they feel that presence of yours, and it will help them calm down. There is a technique of petting your animal from the head all the way down the spine and then holding the base of their spine. So if you do that, you start at the top of the head and slowly pet them down the spine and then hold the base of their spine for a breath or two and do that a few times. That'll help calm them as well if they'll sit still for that. And if they won't, just holding them. Holding them close to you is a way to help them calm down because as we know from the weighted blanket industry, any kind of pressure on the body like that in a loving way will help us calm our nervous systems. Some other things that I would offer is, first of all, don't feed them different food right now. Their digestive systems are dealing with stress as it is. If we start changing foods around, unless it's intentional and you're putting them on something healthier, that is okay, just recognizing you don't want to jump around a lot. So right now their digestive systems are part of how they digest stress, if we want to say it that way. So changing their food around a lot right now can be challenging for them. And if you need to change their food because your food is no longer in stock, just try to keep to one or two and not keep changing every week. Also, not giving them people food for the first time ever if they haven't had it before just because they're begging more. That's not going to be great for their digestive system because while they're begging for people food maybe for the first time, it's really because of stress. And I bet that if you hug them more and pay them a bit more attention, that they will not want the people food as much as they want your love. And for cats as well, I would offer those aspects of not changing around their food a lot. Again, if you're changing to a healthier food, that's different, and work with your practitioner on that. And if you, when it comes to cats as well, you want to make sure that they're drinking enough. You want to make sure this with dogs, and from a stress perspective, cats, in my experience, tend to dehydrate a little bit more than dogs do. So just make sure that if they're not drinking, you can also pour water in their food. Sometimes when cats are under stress, they're more likely to drink the water if there's a little bit of salt in it. And giving them direct salt, not always a great idea. I don't know your cat's background or if they're diabetic or anything like that. So just putting some water in their food, often they'll drink more water. So those are a couple of tips and tricks. And if you're interested in a class around this, feel free to reach out. I'm putting together a little group, and I hope this was helpful. Blessings and in good health, and let's love our animals. Blessings.